G'day all, JP, Top Deck Commander, here to bring a card to your attention, Micromancer. Came out in Dominaria United, which does sound like a soccer team name. Let's all pass backwards. Micromancer, 3 and a blue. When it ETBs, search your library for an instant or sorcery with mana value 1. Now let's face facts, that's a cheap spell seeker. And not as good either, suboptimal. Cost 1 more, gets spells that are 1 less. But Outlaws of Thunder Junction have just made the utility on this go quite through the roof. Basically, there are 14 spells, 11 instants, 3 sorceries that cost 1 mana to cast. Now they've got the spree mechanic, which means it's 1 mana to cast it and you get nothing. Then you've got to go plus 1 or 2 or 3, depending what you want. But that gives you utility. You can play your Micromancer, especially in a flicker deck or a reanimator deck. Play that, it'd be awesome, bounce it around. Go grab these cards. The thing about Commander is you need options. They always talk about slot compression, yeah? The more things a card does, the better. And there are some really good cards in Thunder Junction. So I'm just going to run through a couple that this could tutor. Meanwhile, I'll flash up all the others on the other side of the screen. First up, and I'm getting this for a flicker deck I'm working on, Getaway Glamour. It can bounce your creature, so it could bounce a Micromancer to go get another one, and also destroy a creature with the biggest power on the board. So that's a handy one. You can now destroy a big creature and bounce this guy, get another spell, get yourself a Path to Exile, a Swords to Plowshares, a Brainstorm, a Pongify, whatever. Better yet, if you can get Archaeomancer into the game and Echo Mage or Dualcaster Mage, as well as a Peregrine Drake, all of a sudden now you're casting Getaway Glamour for 4, you're bouncing your Archaeomancer, the Dualcaster Mage or the Echo Mage kicks in, bounces the Peregrine Drake, you bring them both back down, you put the Glamour in your hand, you untap your 5 lands, then you do it in the next person's turn because Glamour is an instant, and you repeat the process, rinse and repeat. Wipe the board by the time it gets round to you again. That's a great one. By the way, step through. Go grab yourself one if you're a wizard deck. I love it. Forget the 5 mana, return 2 permanents to hand. It's got wizard cycling. For 2, search your deck for a wizard card, slap it in your hand. That's awesome. And of course with Archaeomancer, you can bounce it and do it again. You know, blue mages doing what blue mages do. Next one I want to bring to your attention is a sorcery. Insatiable Avarice. So when it ETBs, you can find any card you like, put it on top, and if you've paid the extra 2, so a total of 5 mana all up, you then draw 3 cards, which will mean the card you've just tutored. Stops anybody doing that windfall effect. Is it Grim Tutor that puts it on top of the library? I can't afford them. You know, I'm still stuck in Diabolic Tutor world. This to me is a good card. All up, you pay 9 mana, 4 for the Mancer, 5 for the Avarice, and out of that, you get a 3/3 chump blocker, 2 extra cards, and you win con. That's not that bad. That's pretty good. Requisition Raid. I like this one too. For 4 mana, 1 to cast and 1 each from the spree. Destroy an artifact, destroy an enchantment, and put a 1/1 counter on each creature. That's pretty good value there. 4 mana, you're getting rid of artifact, enchantment, buffing your guys. Next one, how about Trash the Town? For a total of 5, you put 2 1/1 counters on a target creature, buff it, give it trample, and then, when it deals damage to a player, you draw 2 cards. That's not too bad at all. 3 steps ahead. I like this one, although it does get a bit pricey to do all of them. You're letting people know you're getting a counter spell. That's awesome. That makes them think twice. And you can also create a token that's a copy of artifact or creature you control, or you can draw 2 and discard 1. Handy little card, that. Anyway, hopefully by now they all should have been cycled up on the board. Well worth a thought. Micromancer costs 35 cents at a website in America as of today. Spellseeker costs you $12.99. So if you're on a budget and you've got a bit of blue in your deck, have a think about him. I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Do my Rocco Street Chef deck. Meantime, like, subscribe, chuck a comment in. I'd love it. Thanks ever so much. See you next time.